Welcome back for a Beatles Timeline Moment. A timeline of more than 100 years of facts and events, with notable songs and people in the history of the Beatles. Please subscribe to this channel to stay informed with future historical Beatles Timeline moments. The Ed Sullivan Show. Talent booking agent Jack Babb with The Ed Sullivan Show saw the Beatles twice in concert in the UK in 1963, after being invited by Peter Prichard, a London talent agent, who was also a friend of Beatles manager Brian Epstein. Babb was initially uninterested in booking the group for the show, as British musical acts at that time experienced little commercial success in the US. Then, on October 31, 1963, Ed Sullivan was at London's Heathrow Airport and saw a crowd of 1,500 fans awaiting the Beatles' return from a tour of Sweden. Struck by the crowds, Sullivan became interested in booking the Beatles for his show, and Prichard notified Epstein about Sullivan's interest in the group. Epstein flew to New York on November 5, 1963, to promote another one of his acts, Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas. 6 days later, Epstein and Sullivan met at the Hotel Delmonico and agreed to have the Beatles perform 3 shows, 2 live and 1 taped. The Beatles earned $2,400 for the 3 shows. CBS saw huge anticipation for the Beatles' first appearance, with over 50,000 ticket requests for the 728-seat Studio 50, now known as the Ed Sullivan Theatre. The Beatles' ticket demand, far surpassing the 7,000 requested for Elvis Presley's 1957 debut. Sullivan began the show by telling the audience that Elvis Presley and his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, had sent the Beatles a telegram wishing them success in America. Sullivan then introduced the Beatles, who opened by performing All My Loving, Till There Was You, and She Loves You. The Beatles returned later in the program to perform I Saw Her Standing There, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. The Beatles' appearance on The Sullivan Show on February 9, 1964, is considered a milestone in American pop culture, and the beginning of the British invasion in music. The broadcast drew more than 73 million viewers, that's 40% of the entire US population in 1964, a record for US television at the time. It was Sullivan's first time in 7 years that he topped the nightly ratings. At the time, a typical Ed Sullivan Show broadcast drew 21 million viewers. We would like for you to participate for a Beatles discussion at our timeline website, the4beatles.com. There, you can share your thoughts and memories with us and others of more than 250 Beatles timeline topics. Again, please subscribe to this channel to stay informed with future historical Beatles timeline moments.